at least getting a larger damage profile.
This is where things get tough for
the brand. I was wondering okay, Clozer just locks in Yasuo. That's what we're doing. That's how it's going to work out. Sure.
There's not a whole lot of setup for the Yasuo. I mean, you have the Nautilus ult, but can be quite strong. But blind, of course.
No, I thought it was going to be Lilia. But I kind of like the brand, you know? Like, it's so, like, there's no range on DRX.
Yeah, I mean, you just burn them to death. And, you know, it feels pretty good when you also have this really beefy front line. You have the Renekton and the Nautilus, and then you have a Yasuo.
Oh.
And now we're going to fight fire with fire here with Ambessa mid, which we saw in Kespa Cup actually was debuted.
Debuted by Maple.
Yeah.
Under the bus a little bit there.
I'm just asking for one because, you know, the people being so nice, I don't have any excuse.
Exactly.
But Clozer, I looked it up. He has a 100% win rate on Yasuo. One game.
And that is absolutely fine. Ucal fighting with Clozer here just a little bit. Of course, Ambessa has a whole bunch of buttons that do a whole lot of stuff. There's still some dashing to be done here from Clozer as well. Minions to deal with as well, but
press their buttons non-stop. So it's a crazy matchup.
Oh, handshake here. Very polite is Andal, but probably going to kill the person he just shook hands with. They're going to have to stand around. They have no range. It's now Hype in a little bit of trouble here. Sponge making his way over. Wind does become lightning. The flash has to come out. They're going to accept that one for the moment. Towards the bottom lane, though, is Humbug. Gets some vision down. This Pillar of Flame could do a bunch of work. The hook goes wide, though. It's Clozer. He's going to turn up. Great handshake comes in as there's the wind wall. Sponge going to have to flash away. Lazyfield doing the same thing. And another pillar comes through, and the bailout not going to be working this time. First blood and a feat of strength going over to Hype. And another hook connects as Polo. Morgan's turning up. Let's see what's going to happen here as Sponge already getting to work on these grubs. I believe the first one was taken by Humbug, and indeed it was, so it should be 2-1. No feat of strength going to be counted down. The flash forward here as the Ruthless Predator comes down. The knockup from Clozer to follow up. Lazyfield's on the floor.
And you can see Lazyfield falling further and further behind. This is a Renata that's left to catch the farm here. And this is just, unfortunately, a lot of greed, to be frank, for DRX in this situation. They have no control over the zone, and once again, Ucal cannot join the fight.
Yeah. Guga pretty happy about how that one's going. Edgar sitting pretty comfortably here. He's like, yeah, I want to stop.
He is Mr. Renekton.
He is. After all. This is a cannon, though, so that ain't great. Humbug going to be moving up here towards his top side. Oh, the disengage cask.
More, but he's just been sitting on this Ambessa and trying to come online, trying to be relevant. If he gets into a team fight or wins out in the side lane like this,
even though the top laners didn't necessarily win out, as the hook comes through from Polu, gets the knock-up onto Rich. Sorry about the caster curse. As, yeah, I think Humbug might have the damage. Does find himself the E. There's the stun, beautifully done. Sears him down. That is, Morgan's going to be pushed away. Does have the dominance available. No flash, though, is now Rich. In that brush, does find the angle here onto Humbug. There's the knock-up. Humbug getting himself out of the way, though, and he might actually be safe. Sponge cut down where he stands, and the brand survives. Another hook is going to land there because Polo does not miss those. Morgan very, very low, though, as Lazyfield doesn't get the execution on the rend. And now it's Hype. He has that range advantage. The Fate's call, though, may have baited them out. Hype gets knocked up, but there's no follow-up. It's just Polu that does go down. The blinking health bars on both sides. The knock-up onto Lazyfield. That is a lot of damage there, as in goes Ucal. 2 lockdown. Lazyfield does get the bailout. Clozer utilizing that wind well so beautifully. But now, can Ucal survive this? Is that the triple? Yes, it is. And DRX, they're on the board and in a big way.
A quiet early game for Ucal.
No.
Oh, boy.
He was on a ward. It was really starting to look like the game was running away with the bros. And now it's even closer than it was before. Polu possibly out of position here at the same time. The Hail of Arrows is going to slow down Sponge. He has to use the ultimate. Good handshake there from Andal as... Okay, the Herald is going to lose interest. Polu's just going to be cut down, though. That is going to be the bailout successful, but immediately it's locked up again.
Humbug is not able to put any damage into DRX just yet.
All right, the Lord's flank angle is looking a bit dangerous here as the Rift Arrow going to be secured by Humbug. Morgan can flash and gets on top of Lazyfield, but the Fate's call is pretty good. Hype untouched, though, until Ucal gets into that back line. Still, it's going to be a flash out. Hype still in pretty good position. Humbug dealing with Rich at this point in time, but the hero that is our Lord is going to get over the wall and then back over again. Ucal using all of these dashes.
It's incredibly powerful, and they have the withdraws. So, I mean, they're not vulnerable for anything. They can go in.
That Chains of Corruption does come down. Atakan revival is concerned.
It's just a stalemate here that Bro win when the minions get here. DRX just trying to group.
Yep, Hex Flash over is great handshake for the disengage out of Andil, but in comes Morgan. He's pre-ulted as well, just trying to keep them busy. It is going to be Andil going down first up, but you can see there's a whole lot of getting sent back to the fountain here for the Bros. Hype just trying to stand in position and deliver this damage. Ucal should be able to take him out though, and there it goes. That's in fact just a kill. And Ucal as well, close to the highest level in the game as you just saw, and he still has a gold lead. Even though there's been 5 kills picked up by Clozer. Now Polo going aggressive once again. Lazyfield feels like he has a good angle, and in fact he does. Chains of Corruption does nothing. And the exhaust comes on through there as well. The bailout was on Lazyfield. He didn't even need it. 2 on the floor. Humbug joins this Yasuo, and down goes the Lord as well. 4 on the ground for Bro.
Just fantastic. We can watch this again. How low he gets before he goes over the wall. Avoids the Chains of Corruption, which is really, unfortunately for Bro, a huge difference maker in this fight.
Oh, man.
So well played by him and Andil together, and they front to back it.
Beautifully done. All right.
An incredibly close game after 2 one-sided stomps.
It's crazy.
To actually maximize his damage. They don't have a mage mid laner, so they really need him to do well. Speaking of...
Yeah, Morgan gonna have to try and protect him here as the flash forward. Great cast, but maybe he's now in... No, he's not. Lazyfield is going to be able to find him. Humbug gonna go down extraordinarily low. The bailout! Is it going to be working here? And the answer is it doesn't actually have to, because he doesn't even go down. Oh, never mind! The Leandri's burn will do it.
Which will give him tons of movement speed. And okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's going to be Morgan taking a whole lot of damage here from Ucal, who's just not taking any damage at all. Morgan realizing that he just needs to deal with a minion wave, and he's not even going to be able to do that.
Arm guard that I was mentioning earlier. Ucal on the flank here, looking for maybe grabbing Humbug once again, but whiffs it.
Yeah, going to be spotted out on that ward, and so Humbug knows that he can just move out of the way.
Here, he's still on the flank. Catching either Humbug or Hype will be massive TP.
Here's the teleport. That's a bit of a short one, but Rich gets himself into position. Humbug goes golden, but he's the jungler, and he's just going to get executed. He does a bit of damage on his way out. DRX looking so strong. And, Hook going to go wide there as Rich.
He's on that top inhibitor turret.
Yeah, that should be taken down here unless Clozer can make something happen. He throws out the ulti. Morgan trying to get over there. Slices, dices, gets the stun, but it's not going to be enough. The flash out from Ucal is enough disengage. And now Rich could be in trouble, or he could just be way too tanky. Hype trying to get some damage down here. Sponge taking a little bit, but throws out the Crescent Guard. Ucal in some trouble. Great knock up here from Clozer. He has to flash though to get out of the way. The Bros are fighting as hard as they can, but it's just not quite enough. Lazyfield is inside the base. Pretty good, to be honest.
It's working okay so far.
Yeah, these Nexus turrets have not taken a lot of damage. Still, Rich is looking for that opportunity. The flash out from Hype has to be invested. Chains of Corruption will be the trade. It's a decent hook. And Rich taking a lot here, but are they actually able to kill him? That's the question. The overextension from Humbug says no. Oh, never mind. He flashes away and he may actually live. With all of these supers just parading into your base.
And DRX's Team Elder, Atlas.
It's kind of crazy as the ulti catches him. And once again, Humbug is just on the floor.
You're in all 3 lanes, so they're not just going to disappear.
Yeah, well, Rich is going to find an angle. That's a beautiful cast. Polo trying to get out, but once again, Humbug is just left to the wolves. Another hostile takeover is decent, but Polo's eaten by a dragon. Lazyfield is dancing around the battlefield, and his dragon is hungry, and it's hungry for the first match win of the LCK Cup for DRX. Teddy was unwell today. Lazyfield played in Challenger yesterday. Picked up player of the match, and he may do it again here as DRX take down the Casper Cup champion.
couldn't reach later on.
Yeah.
We'll watch the final moments here.
There it is. There's your boy, Rich. Getting Humbug out of the fight and allowing the Exodia to just obliterate them. I missed Ucal. I really did.
So happy to see him back.
This man has some pop-offs.
This year of LCK, you mentioned it, you know, you can see the angles for DRX, we can see it for so many of our teams, but